Welcome to another exciting episode from Marvelous Videos. I'm your host, Tia Ayer. Hello, and welcome to our video about Jarek, one of the lesser known but still interesting characters in the Mortal Kombat series. Jarek made his first and most notable appearance in Mortal Kombat 4, which Mortal Kombat fans must know all too well. Despite only appearing in only a few games in the series after that, Jarek has managed to leave a lasting impression on Mortal Kombat fans due to his unique appearance and combat abilities. In this video, we will delve into the history of Jarek's character, his powers and skills, and his role in the Mortal Kombat series. We will also explore how Jarek has been received by fans and how he has influenced the series as a whole. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn all about Jarek and his place in the Mortal Kombat universe. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Come in, Major Briggs. This is Lieutenant Sonya Blade. What?
The complete history of Jarek in the Mortal Kombat debut explored. Jarek is somewhat a minor character in the Mortal Kombat fighting game franchise. He made his first appearance in Mortal Kombat 4, which was released in 1997. In the game story, Jarek is a member of the Black Dragon, which is a criminal organization. And in the Mortal Kombat series, the Black Dragon is an infamous criminal organization that is led by Kano. It is not clear what Jarek's specific role was within the Black Dragon clan. The group is known for its various illicit activities such as theft, extortion, and drug trafficking. It is likely that Jarek was involved in some of these activities and he played a significant role in the inner workings of the clan. Despite his loyalty to Kano and the Black Dragon, Jarek is not afraid to go against the wishes of his superiors if it suits his own interests. He is a self-serving and opportunistic character, and he is willing to do whatever it takes to get ahead. In Mortal Kombat 4, Jarek is one of the several members of the Black Dragon who are summoned by Shang Tsung to participate in a new tournament that has been organized on the mystical island of Outworld. Along with several other fighters from Earthrealm, Jarek battles against the forces of Outworld in an effort to prevent them from taking over the Earth. It is not clear if Jarek went on this mission as a representative of the Black Dragon or if he simply saw it as an opportunity to advance his own standing within the organization. Regardless of his motivations, Jarek fought fiercely in the tournament, and he proved to be a formidable opponent for many of the other fighters.
But too late, Jarek. You can't drop me. You have to uphold the law. You have to arrest me. Wait, this is brutality.
Jarek's interesting but controversial character development. Jarek's character in the Mortal Kombat fighting game franchise, as such, was developed by a team of writers and designers at Midway Games, the studio that created the series. Jarek is often compared to Kano in the Mortal Kombat series because they are both members of the Black Dragon. This criminal organization is led by Kano himself. Jarek is compared to Kano in terms of his loyalty to the Black Dragon and his willingness to do whatever it takes to serve the interests of the organization. However, Jarek is ultimately defeated in one of the game's sequels and is not seen again in any of the subsequent games in the series, while Kano is a reoccurring character who appears in several of the later games in the series. Jarek was based on the modular and character design Herman Sanchez, and he shared many moves with Kano in Mortal Kombat 4 due to the development team's process of creating 3D character figures of existing characters and then adding new characters to the roster. However, it is only later that Jarek was given his own set of moves in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which helped to differentiate him from Kano and other characters in the series. Jarek is also often compared to Kira, another Black Dragon member who shares some moves with Kano and Sonya, but has her own set of signature moves and unique fatalities as well. Jarek's appearance in the game is based on a traditional ninja design. In Mortal Kombat 4, Jarek is depicted as wearing a black bodysuit with red trimmings. He has long hair that is styled in a ponytail, and he wears a red scarf around his neck. Jarek is also armed with a pair of sai, which are long, thin triangular-shaped blades with sharp points at either end. He wields these weapons with great precision and skill in combat, using them to strike and defend against his opponents. All in all, Jarek is a physically imposing character with a muscular and athletic build. He is agile and quick on his feet, and he is able to move with great speed and grace in battle. Despite his ruthless and sadistic nature, Jarek is also a formidable and skilled fighter, making him a deadly opponent for any of the other characters in the Mortal Kombat series. enemies. Overall, Jarek is a complex and multifaceted character who is driven by his own selfish desires and a thirst for power. He is a ruthless and sadistic individual who takes pleasure in causing pain and suffering to others. He is known for his cunning and his ability to adapt to any situation. Despite his cruelty, Jarek is also a skilled fighter, and he is able to hold his own against even the most formidable opponents. He is willing to do whatever it takes to get ahead, even if it means going against the wishes of his superiors to engage in unethical or criminal activities, despite his cruel and selfish nature. However, Jarek is a formidable opponent, making him a memorable and exciting character in the Mortal Kombat series. Jarek's lore was continued in the other Mortal Kombat games. Jarek also makes an appearance in Mortal Kombat Special Forces. In the game, Jarek is freed from a detention facility by Kano along with other members of the Black Dragon clan. Kano then proposes that they reform the clan, but this true intention is to use them as pawns to slow down all of the Special Forces agents that may be following him. Jarek is put in charge of security at an office downtown, which the clan is using as a disguise to hide their activities. He is eventually confronted by Jackson Briggs, who was a major upon the helipad of the building, and the two engage in a fight. Jarek is defeated, and Jax believes that he has killed him. However, it is later revealed that Jarek survived the encounter, and he is the only member of the Black Dragon clan aside from Kano to do so. Mortal Kombat Gold was released in 1999. 2 years after the release of Mortal Kombat 4, it was developed as an enhanced version of the original game with new characters, stages, and gameplay features. Jarek escaped to Edenia shortly before the actual happenings of Mortal Kombat 4. After finding out about Kano's alleged demise, he was being trailed by Jax and Lieutenant Sonya Blade, who were trying to wipe off the last of the Black Dragon. Thinking he was the last survivor, Jarek agreed to assist his sworn enemies in defeating his common enemy because Earthrealm decided to concentrate their efforts on the new threat because Shinnok's invasion threat existed at that time. He resisted handing himself up to the Special Forces after Shinnok's forces were wiped out. Jax discovered him despite him erasing his track and hurled him down a cliff. Mortal Kombat Armageddon is a fighting game in the Mortal Kombat series that was released in 2006. In the game, a large number of characters from the series come together to participate in a tournament that will determine the fate of the universe. Jarek participated in the Battle of Armageddon in Edenia, where he perished along with nearly every other combatant there. By ramming his blade into the side of the ravine, Jarek was able to stop the fall in Mortal Kombat Gold, albeit suffering catastrophic injuries. Jarek went on the run and started learning new fatality tactics to inflict revenge on his enemies, using his presumptive death as a cover. As a consequence of his wounds, he grew impatient and eventually just wanted to murder everyone. Jarek was located by Quan Chi, who made a promise to him that if he helped the forces of darkness, he would grant the opportunity to face all of his enemies at once, and given the ability to increase the power and abilities of his weapons, Jarek consented and entered Edenia to fully participate in the decisive war. Jarek's story in DC Mortal Kombat comics. While some might question the authenticity of DC Mortal Kombat X graphic series owing to numerous discrepancies, Sean Kittleson, a producer of NetherRealm Studios who also created the comics, has affirmed their canon status. Jarek initially appears in the comic book series in the 5th issue, which is dated February 2015. In the 6th issue, Black Dragons, Tazia, and Jarek went in search of Cassie Cage. They discovered her there with her companion Jackie Briggs. Before seizing the women and transporting them to Outworld, they killed a few of the spectators. Kotal Khan's dominion was destroyed by Shao Kahn later in the 19th issue, and he was promised retaliation, even if that meant putting his life in danger by using blood magic. Kano, who claimed to be their savior, appeared with his Black Dragon before the talk was through. Dragon would be using his technology in the 21st issue to help Kotal win. Jarek also appears briefly in the original Mortal Kombat 4 graphic novel, which was included with various variations of the game. Sonya had traced him through the metropolis of Shanghai in it. After a struggle with Sonya on the roof, Jarek was ultimately able to flee on his motorbike. What makes Jarek so deadly? In Mortal Kombat 4, Jarek is a character who is skilled in hand-to-hand combat and is armed with a pair of sai, and they are his primary weapons in the game. In addition to his proficiency with his sai, Jarek also has above-average strength and speed, which he uses to his advantage in combat. Jarek is a formidable and skilled fighter, and he is capable of taking on many of the other characters in the game. Jarek has several fatalities that he uses to finish off his opponents, including one where he impales his opponents with his sai and another where he uses the sai to slice his opponent in half. However, he is ultimately defeated in the game. He is not seen again in any of the subsequent games in the series after his final defeat. Jarek has several signature moves and combos that he uses in combat, each of which is utilized with his sai in unique and deadly ways. One of his most powerful moves is the spinning sai throw, which involves Jarek tossing one of his sai at the opponent with great force and speed, causing significant damage. He can also use the leaping sai strike, a move in which he leaps into the air and strikes his opponent with a downward slash of his sai. In addition to these moves, Jarek also has a number of other special attacks that he can use to overwhelm his opponents. One such move is the lunging sai attack, in which Jarek lunges forward with his sai extended, aiming for his opponent's chest. He can also use the sai slide, a move in which he slides across the ground with his sai extended, trying to catch his opponent off guard. In Mortal Kombat 4, Jarek has two fatalities that he uses to finish off his opponents. The Impale fatality, which he impales his opponents with his sai, causing them to collapse to the ground. He then approaches them and stands over them holding his sai in a triumphant pose, and the Slice and Dice fatality, in which he slices his opponents in half with his sai, causing them to fall to the ground in two pieces. He then approaches them and stands over them holding his sai in a triumphant pose. These fatalities showcase Jarek's skill with his sai and his ability to defeat his opponents in brutal and decisive ways. Jarek's concept art and weapon choices in Mortal Kombat Armageddon were undoubtedly quite interesting. The design process of Jarek's moves and weapons were pretty intriguing, and certain elements were ultimately dropped or modified. The concept art and sketches reveal that the development team considered a variety of different options for Jarek's moves and weapons, eventually settling on ones that were included in the final game. It is also interesting to note that Jarek's lasso snatch move was inspired by Scorpion's gear technique, and that the leaf blades were later dropped because they did not fit Jarek's rough and tough look. Marvelous Verdict. Jarek, a warrior of the Black Dragon Gang, first appeared in Mortal Kombat 4 as a foe of Sonya Blade. Jarek has frequently been likened to Kano since he has been assigned several of Kano's abilities, including the fatalities. He has a famous heart fatality, as well as one of his, which he blasts lasers right out of his eyes. When he resurfaced in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, Jarek was distinguished by his unique personality. Jarek might not be the most famous Mortal Kombat figure, but he deserves to appear in yet another Mortal Kombat video game. Having said that, Mortal Kombat fans will always remember Jarek warmly. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.